and it was kind of like trying to use the technology that we found in a way that communicates.
Yeah, well, I mean
Description of
the problem with the headsets is that if you have just one and it's on one person, it gives you a bunch of numbers basically. And over almost a century, probably not quite, but for many, many decades, scientists have been looking at this data and saying, oh, your number says this, you're thinking this. And in our experiments with this data, we found that we didn't have very much conscious control. We couldn't think cat and see a certain number come up because the data is very noisy, like Sophie said. So to get around this problem of not having absolute knowledge of what the data says, we put two people next to each other and we say, okay, how are you different? So the data, instead of saying you're thinking of cat, it says, Val, you are this far from your partner in this situation. And that's what we did for Mental Block last winter, last fall. Yeah. And we sort of took that idea here by having two performers and showing them sort of in relation to each other.
Technology, but it has this like strange in between quality, like an object, but you put it on, but it's like not, I don't know, it has this weird medium of it that it really like, it has to have action in it for it to be experienced, so why not like make that a performance?
When you are on stage, you have some different moments. I mean, you have physical variations, so it's not that you have to think or you have to concentrate. I mean, if you start to walk faster, you move faster movement, your brain waves change in a way that you can notice. So it's I think it was also a very good example. So how to see these brain variations in performance, but this changes all the time. And when the performers are also in a situation of changes, it makes it, I think it makes possible to see this dynamic.
Well, but we can see how through the body we can not control, but to get a specific stage in the mind that is like very ancestral techniques, and then it's very nice to experiment with this and to play with it. Like Fede was doing this bricks exercise, and suppose you bring more oxygen to the brain,
And it's changing brain waves, and you can see how it changed. I think that is beautiful. I think that we don't know how the system works exactly, so we have to play with it. Yeah. And that's the best part of this project, because it's an experimentation, but it's not only for the system, I mean, for the programming and all the centers that we have to think, write, it's also an experiment for us, because nobody else we know exactly how it works, so it's really nice. It's you know in the way that you are active in the system.
Now I know how you are reacting to it and how it's working, so we can continue to develop.
As performers, we must be very patient working with technology.
Well, I think it's very important to have this experience. I mean, the dynamic of the work it's very close to the laboratory. So you have I feel that you're experimented all the time, and maybe sometimes you feel that you're going to anywhere, and sometimes you feel, okay, I got this, and we can start again, and it sounds like it's never, I don't know, the end seems so far away from here. It's the way we just started, because there's so many the possibilities, and you have to have the experience to know how it's going, because you cannot imagine. I mean, you can have an hypothesis of work. I would like to go to this direction, but you never know how it ends. So I think that was the exciting part of this project.
And when you're working quickly on something, mistakes kind of get buried. Like in order to make the performance, we had so many moving parts, but we had to get all of the moving parts, and that means that a lot of them were sort of half broken. Like our camera system, we were using a different camera than usual, and we had to get it working in a day, but we only got it like 80% working. So when you have a bunch of things like that put together, it gets, that's what tests Val's patience.
Yeah.
Thank you again and again, because it was so special also to use this space. The space is fantastic. The people is super relaxed, and other way you can now feel free to create it. You know, it's very important, the atmosphere, and this center bring that. You know, very special conditions for working and laboratory. So it's fantastic.